what was that journey like from the realization of this is not the person I'm supposed to be? I'm not spending my time with the people I want to be. What was that journey like from identifying that contrast, that difference, and then taking this new route, journey, and road of having these deep conversations and discussions and more meaningful work, more meaningful mission? Was that overnight? Was that 1 year? Was that baby steps, or was it a flip of a switch?
No, it took a really long time. And one of the reasons is if you've hidden the person that you are for a very, very long time, which I had, you don't know what you're looking for when you're looking inside of yourself. You don't know what your opinion is or what your truth is, right? So,
because it's biased.
Yeah, because you've layered it. There's there's decades of lies and persona and performance and insecurity and anxiety and compensation all on top of something deep down that's supposed to be you. So if you want to work out who you are, you need to dig through all of that before you can get to anything that feels solid. So for a long time, I was just asking myself questions. Here's a good example, right? So fundamentally, because I didn't think that people wanted to like me, I remember I would think a lot of the time when someone asked me a question like, what did you think of that film that recently came out? I would run a script in my head that said, what does Nick want to hear from me right now? I wouldn't say what I thought. I would say what I thought you wanted to hear in order for you to like me. So I was always playing like 2 degrees of separation away from the person that everyone saw. And when you do that for long enough, you don't actually know what's at zero anymore. You can begin to believe the lie so much that the lie like inhabits you. The persona subsumes the person, right? Stares out through your eyes, and then you don't actually know what your own opinion is. And this is something that's really, really common. And, you know, it's such a first world problem. People have got genuine, difficult issues to deal with that pale in insignificance to the existential weight of like trying to be popular. But the felt sense of it's really uncomfortable. And especially when you become aware of that, when you become aware of the fact that, oh, I've been kind of not really being too truthful for a very long time. And this isn't big lies. Like, I'm not claiming to be of African-American origin or something. Like, I'm just trying to be liked by people and working out what that means. So yeah, I had to start working out what truth felt like. And there was a really formative blog post I read called What Do You Want to Want? By a guy called Kyle Eschenroder. And it's a really interesting question because what do you want is determined by societal norms and the way you've dealt with past traumas and your paths of least resistance and what's easy to you and blah, blah, blah. What do you want to want? A really difficult question because you have to actually design your wants. And asking myself that, okay, what if I could pick anything that I want to be in life, what would I want to be? And that was a question that I grappled with for a very long time, because for a long time I thought it was, I want to be well known and I want to have hot girls on my arm and I want to earn money and I want to be known as like the popular guy and I want to run good parties. And all of that stuff was fun and fulfilling and I had a fantastic time. The business that we ran, I'm incredibly proud of everything we did. But there was lots missing from that. And a lot of it was compensating for other things that I wanted. And I could have probably got there. Could I have got there in a different way? I don't know if I was ready to learn this until I was ready to learn it type thing. But I definitely feel like I could have done it in a more, aligned and cohesive way. So yeah, there's the story when I got off Love Island. So it was like an emotional leaving because it was a surprise eviction and all this stuff. And it was just... I'd read Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. You read that book?
I have not.
Oh, it's fucking phenomenal, dude. It's like 150, 200 pages. It's a fiction book. It's very symbolic, very figurative. Beautiful, beautifully written. And I'd read it the week of media lockdown where you get put in a hotel and you don't know what's going on and then you get put into the villa. I'd read this book. It's very psychedelic, the way that you read it. So I'd gone in and it's all about this shepherd going through the hills of Spain. He's kind of falling in love. He's realizing that he's maybe his life isn't what he thought it was. So I went into the villa kind of in this weird sort of psychedelic reflective trance from having read this really, really powerful formative book. It was the first book I'd read probably since Harry Potter when I was like 15 or something. So it's the first time I'd been without my phone.
Did someone give you this book or did you choose it yourself?
My mum gave it to me. Okay. My mum told me that I should read it. And I was like, yeah. So she spiraled me into this psychedelic like little tiz that I had for most of the time I was there. Anyway, I get out of this thing, surprise eviction. And for the first time in 4 weeks or 5 weeks, I'm on my own for the first time. And it's the south coast of Mallorca. And on the south coast of Mallorca, it's one of the best night sky viewing spots in the world. Like unbelievably low light pollution, very clear skies, whatever the things are. So anyway, I get dropped off and it's been this whirlwind and all this stuff's happened. I've read this book and I'm losing my mind and all this. And then I go in, dump my stuff in this hotel room, step outside, and it's pitch black everywhere outside. I look up and it's the first and only time I've ever seen this. The entire Milky Way is just spread across the sky. It looks like someone's taken a handful of glitter, just thrown it. Just the whole Milky Way, right? I can see it running from horizon to horizon, either side. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it just felt like such a awe-inspiring and dreadful and grand situation. Like, it was the wildest, one of the wildest things that I've ever seen. And that kind of really cemented home, like, okay, like there's bigger things out there, like more stuff that you should do. I don't think it was a sign sent to me by anybody, but it was just a nice symbolic experience. Mm-hmm. And from that, it was months, like 1,500 meditation sessions, 10 full journals, daily journals filled, of me just reflecting on, like, who am I? What do I want to be? And part of me regrets the fact that I set myself back so much that I then had to do all of this work just to get to zero, to work out who I am, to then begin trying to become the person that I want to be. But on the flip side, it also means that I've got these insights. And I think that there's far more people who have lost themselves and need to get from -5 to 0 than people who are already at 0 and looking to get ahead now. So I really love the fact that I've got that insight and I can kind of reflect on that journey.